WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
I can't believe I'm putting my voice to this.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Thank you for your irrelevant opinion.
And now, here's your host of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon.
The first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say. I'm a broadcast journalist. I have a right to my opinion.
Oh, son of a...
I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even at commentary.
This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. I'm your host, Fearon. You know that. This is the longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio. As you can tell, I've got a little bit of an attitude. Unlike CM Punk, let's just say I'm still in a perfectly good bad mood.
A little bit of an attitude? Really? Really?
Don't even get me started, kid.
Oh,
Don't even get me started.
I will step into that figurative ring.
Might be literal if you keep it up. All right, a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of things that have gotten under my crawl. And a lot of it stemming from the web exclusive that I put on last week. You know, I've concluded that I can't make people happy, so I'm just going to get in their crawl instead. Seems to work out a little bit better. But in the meanwhile, we're going to talk about Battleground, because somebody has to. I know WWE sure as hell isn't. They don't even know they have a pay-per-view coming up in 8 days, it seems like. They've got 3 matches booked for it. They're kind of just coasting on this one, going, all right, well, we'll put some hype together for Hell in a Cell. Hey, you knew well in advance that you were going to have 3 pay-per-views in a 7-week span. You'd think you might want to plan a little bit better for it, but that's what you get when you have a bunch of Hollywood writers.
Well, don't you think that they've got these pay-per-views make a lot of money, and it takes a lot of planning and consideration to find out who's going to be in the matches, what the promos are going to be like. Don't you think you should give them a little bit of slack?
Maybe. But highly unlikely, in the words of the late Gorilla Monsoon. I don't know. I think if they actually had some of this planning, that would be one thing, but I don't know. It's frustrating, to say the least. All right, let's... And I guess what kind of man of the people would I be if I didn't actually go to the phones? But that's why I'm the one here. Let's see if we can get Walt going up here. Walt, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Yeah, how you doing there today, Fearon?
What's going on?
Well, I had a cool observation and a cool question for Lucas. But the observation, and watching TNA on Wednesday or Thursday night this week. I know.
Congratulations, you're one of a few at this point.
That's true, I guess. My observation is that I see that Dixie Carter was trying to play off the role of, like, Stephanie McMahon for their operation. And, like, downplaying right in front of Hulk Hogan. But where are they trying to go with things? Are they trying to rev up the ratings, that you think?
Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if they're necessarily. Well, they're obviously trying to rev up the ratings. I mean, the ratings have been absolutely abysmal for a long time. So, how they're going about it, though, I don't know. The fact that you've got your biggest pay-per-view of the company, biggest pay-per-view of the year for that company, Bound for Glory, coming up in about 3 weeks, and you're putting your focus, instead of your big title match, Bully Ray against AJ Styles, it's more about it's about Dixie Carter and AJ Styles and the stuff going back and forth with them. I don't know. The fact that the focus is on the owner of the company as opposed to your champion just speaks volumes to how they're mismanaging everything that they're doing.
Well, if that question for me is about TNA, I did not get to watch anything this week because I had some big tests coming up. So,
okay. Well, I'm going to go with you, Lucas. Anyway, here's a question for you. You know things.
Yeah.
Okay. When Bob Backlund won his 3rd WWF title then, in 94, he won it in San Antonio, Texas. We know by that Saturday, he lost it in New York City that Saturday night to Diesel. Where did he defend it en route to New York before Saturday night? What arena, what town, and who did he defend the title against?
Is there a point to this?
Yes, I want to see Lucas's knowledge come forward.
Well, the thing is, I I don't really know. Like, I know certain things, but like, there's like, I haven't watched it all my life, and the fact that
you're trying to pinpoint a date from before the kid was born, for crying out loud.
I know
seriously, Walt, what the hell?
I know Bob Backlund, but I don't know that much. Like, I can give you stuff about the '90s, about like Stone Cold and stuff like that. Bob Backlund is like an iffy. It's
because you now, Lucas, knowledge is power. Power is knowledge. And then the answer is just to help you as a guide, so you understand something. Bob Backlund defended against the late Davey Boy Smith in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania that Friday. And he did hold on to the title because he won it on a countout. So you see, it's not about what you know, it's about what you understand. And Fearon knows this also. Correct?
Well, I didn't. I knew about the 3-day transition from the Survivor Series to losing a title in Madison Square Garden to Diesel, but as far as who it was in between, I mean, come on. There's only so much knowledge in my brain for things. I mean, the fact that you have that knowledge right on tap. What can I say?
Oh, good for you.
It's all good.
Yeah, I'm sure that makes you feel proud.
No, it's fun. It's fun to know things. Here's another one, a little earlier, a little newer. In 1999, I'm going to get you see with this one. Vince McMahon won the World Wrestling Federation title. How many days did he hold it before he gave it up?
Oh, sweet mercy. I think it was, wait, is this another one for Lucas? Oh, by the way, you were 1 year old. Do you know this?
No, it's for you now.
Oh, this one's for me? All right.
How many days?
I believe it was 6 days, if I remember right.
And who did he take it off of first, and who got it after him?
Oh, for crying out loud. What is this, 21? What are you, Regis Philbin asking me questions here?
Go to the head of the class. No, this is easy. It's his son-in-law currently.
Oh, yeah, of course. In 99 and 2000, Triple H had to be around the title picture.
Right.
As he did in 2001, 2002, 2003, 04, 05, 06, all the way up to now.
Yep. Isn't that kind of cool, though? I look at, and where did he win it in? What town? What West Coast town? Western town, I should say.
All right, now you're just starting to get on my nerves.
Croydon. Where did
Croydon, there you go.
What's that?
It's Nick Cataldi, the producer, chiming in with Croydon.
No, you could win it there. Now, where did Triple H and Stephanie get married? What town?
Oh, this stupid Vegas drive-through chapel wedding nonsense, yeah.
Right. That's where the title changed for Vince McMahon in 99. Interesting.
I do! Yeah,
History comes around. Hey, good talking to you guys.
All right, thank you so much for the call, Walt.
You take care. Bye-bye now.
All righty. Oh, goodness. Never know what's going to go on around here. Speaking of Raw, and now that we've gotten Walt to... Now we've gotten the weekly Walt Pop quiz out of the way, or at least that's what it seems like here. Let's talk a little bit about Raw this past night. Talk about a homecoming. CM Punk coming back to Chicago and addressing for the first time in, at that point, 8 days, his loss to Paul Heyman in that handicap elimination match against Curtis Axel, as well as Paul Heyman. CM Punk losing to Heyman thanks to the interference of Ryback. Let's see what Punk has to say in his hometown of Chicago.
I tried, and somebody I'm pointing at knows how hard I tried. I tried to get the cup here tonight, but it's in Montreal being engraved because we are, after all, champions of the world. But I feel because I didn't produce the cup that I let everybody down. That's why I haven't smiled. I feel like I've really been letting everybody down. I know when I let myself down, to me, it's no big deal. I can pick myself back up and go to the next town. But in Detroit, last Sunday, Night of Champions, I let all of you down. It's going to read in Gray Sports Almanac that CM Punk lost to Paul Heyman. And I've lost plenty of matches, and I've been beat up my entire life. I'm not smart enough to stay down a lot of the times, but this one really bummed me out. You know, I'm thinking maybe I don't know if I can do this anymore. You know, I'm thinking maybe I don't deserve to wear this sweater. I don't deserve to perform in front of the greatest wrestling crowd in the world. I'm thinking that I I've let everybody down so bad that I don't deserve to say that I'm from Chicago, Illinois. But then I come out here to one hell of an ovation. And I put this sweater on and I wear it with pride because I remember back in May being down 3-1 against a very, very tough Detroit Red Wings team. But we all know how that ended. See, because the Blackhawks didn't feel sorry for themselves. The Blackhawks didn't feel like they let everybody down. No, they shut their mouths. They kept their eyes forward. They put their heads down. And they came back 3-1 to tie it. And then not only did they tie it, they took it to a Game 7. And they took it to a Game 7 overtime. And that is the Chicago way. Yeah, maybe we lose. Yeah, maybe sometimes the other city gets the better of us. Sometimes we get beat up. But we pick ourselves up by our bootstraps. And we go to work the next day. And I'm proud of this team. And I'm proud of this sweater. God people. So if I have let you down, I apologize, but do not give up. If I am down 3-1, I'm going to come back and I'm going to tie the son of a bitch up. And I'm going to go into overtime. And I'm going to win. Because that is the Chicago way. We fight. And I'm here live and in living color. Chicago, Illinois, I want to fight. And I don't care if it's Curtis Axel. I don't care if it's Ryback. I don't care if it's Paul Heyman.
Spreading the news. I'm gonna be king of the hill. #1. Best in the world.
Wrong place, wrong time. Your name is Paul Heyman, and you're about to catch a bigger beating than you did at Night of Champions because we're not in Detroit. We're in Chicago. And I have 18,000 people that are going to bail my ass out of jail when I get my hands on you.
I don't need for you to remind me of the beating that I took in Detroit. I have been in physical therapy since Night of Champions, and I suffered a relapse which has me confined to this contraption because of you. Yeah, ha-ha on me, but ha-ha on you, because I take solace in the fact that I can walk through life saying I beat CM Punk. And I don't want you to feel sorry for yourself about it. You shouldn't. It's not your fault. It's geography. You're from Chicago, the second city, second place teams, second-rate citizens, second-class parents to which you can attest, and let's face facts, the second best in the world. Yeah, I may be a walrus, but I pinned the biggest shark in the city of Chicago.
You know, Paul, I'm not stupid. I know how this ends, but I think you need to ask yourself a question. Oh, I'm going to go get him. That's where I'm going. When I jump out of this ring and make a move to you, can your two goons get to me faster than I can get to you? That's the question you have to ask yourself, because if and when I get to you, even if it's just 2 seconds before they do, 2 seconds is all I need. I'm no longer going to break your face. I'm going to rip your face off.
You know, if you do make a move, I want you to keep in mind, not only can I beat you, I beat you with both hands tied behind my back. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you all a fair adieu.
But unfortunately, his scooter, well, it wouldn't quite start, so Punk made his way out to the entranceway, and just as he was about to get his hands on Heyman, apparently he couldn't even get to him for 2 seconds, as about less than a second into getting his hands on Heyman, out jumped from either side Ryback and Curtis Axel, and they put a 2-on-1 beatdown on him, and that fuels and sets up a match coming up a week from tomorrow at Battleground, CM Punk against Ryback. That's one of the 3 matches they have set, the others being Alberto Del Rio defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Rob Van Dam in a Battleground Hardcore Rules match. And then, of course, Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, they will be facing off for the vacant or abeyant or whatever word you want to use for nobody has the WWE Championship, but somebody will, in theory, after October 6th. All right, we'll take care of some business. We'll come back. We've got an abbreviated show. We've got high school football at about 12:45, 12:50. So we'll take care of our first bit of business, come back, get Dan from Chicago on the line. We'll talk a little TNA, some news and notes. Also got to talk New Moon Rising Wrestling that we went to this past Saturday. Lots to do here, still on Pro Wrestling Weekly. You know where it is, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Here on 1490 AM WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
How do I word this without sounding stupid?
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your host, Fearon Derry.
Getting smart, you're agreeing with me.
Who in the blue hell are you?
Welcome back. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here alongside Lucas the Intern, Nick Cataldi pushing the buttons, bringing a different attitude to the show this week. I don't know, people getting on my nerves, things of that nature.
Oh, you're bringing attitude. It's just not any different from any other week I've been here, so.
Well, to you maybe, but yeah, rookie's got to learn a little bit. Rookie's got to learn a little bit. You know how it is.
Good luck with that. I just dropped.
Well, you just went. You go to Pennsbury, so obviously there's a bit of a learning curve. Yeah, I said it.
Don't you dare mock my school. That is crossing the line. You mock.
There's going to be a throwdown after the show's over.
Let's Pennsbury Pride. That's it. We're taking out the actual.
Gosh, the Neshaminy Pennsbury rivalry continues.
Let's go. We're going to Bedford. Let's go.
Oh, here we go. All right, let's go to the phones instead. That'll get me out of trouble here. Let's go to Dan from Chicago, who's been waiting patiently. Dan, what's going on?
What's going on, Fran? I kind of like the chip on your shoulder that you have. It's definitely different.
I appreciate the compliment, and thank you so much for recognizing my brilliance.
Anyway, Impact Wrestling I would like to discuss. A couple words for that. Hot garbage is what I want to say.
You did say that on the Facebook fan page, WBCB Pro Wrestling Weekly, for those of you who don't know. The few that there are.
What you would think, though, and when some of the shows are bad, you at least have a couple good matches, at least on the show. That could be like, okay, it's at least passable. Not one thing was good on that show Thursday night. Not one. Dixie Carter.
Well, you didn't have a lot of options. You only had, 4 matches in the 2 hours?
Yeah. But at least some of the time you at least have at least one good match. There was nothing.
The Main Event Mafia and Aces and Eights didn't do anything for you?
No, not at all. Not at all. You had a good storyline there for a year and a half, and why ruin it? I understand why drag it out, like the NWO, but you have an elite, they could have been an elite group. There's too many groups now. You have the Main Event Mafia, you have Ego. It's just gotten beyond stupid. And Dixie Carter looks like a deer to headlights. She needs to at least watch, Stephanie McMahon a little bit before she takes the stage every now and then. You know what I mean? Because Stephanie at least, comes across. She could switch both ways in an instant. You know what I mean? All the McMahons do well except Linda, but the McMahons are just so much better than Dixie.
Well, here's the thing with Dixie Carter, and I don't want to necessarily make fun of her localism by saying this, but when she gets mean, she still sounds like she's going to offer you some sweet tea.
Yeah.
And I don't mean Tensai. Let's leave that out there for them.
Sorry.
That's all right there, Lucas. He's not used to great humor like mine. But yes, that where was I going with this? I don't even know here.
About Dixie being nice when she comes across me.
Yeah, she comes across as no matter how she tries to sound mean, and it comes across as sounding nice, and I think that's just an extent of her personality. It's a very hard thing to do, to be a nice person and then all of a sudden get mean. You notice right. I'm able to do it, but I'm one of the few.
And the other problem I have with the Bound for Glory, their version of quote-unquote WrestleMania, it's another thing. They only have one match really signed right now. And the other thing, too, with the Fan Fest, I don't know exactly what's going on with that Fan Fest, but if I were going to go just to meet Hulk Hogan, because that's what they promoted like a few months back, come see Hulk Hogan, Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, and you get no Hulk Hogan because of his contract. Well, I don't know if that's a storyline or whatnot, but he's going to be off TV for a while. I'd be able to take off if I had those tickets.
Yeah, if you bought tickets to Bound for Glory and you were planning on seeing Hogan, and now here his contract is up in the his future's up in the air. His contract is up on October 1st. That's this coming Tuesday. Yeah.
Without any spoilers, I don't know if anybody read any spoilers. I won't even say what happened. Not that it matters, but it's just.
Well, let me put it this way. I mean, I've made it pretty clear. I detest and despise spoilers, so I try not to bring them here on the show. Just save a little bit of disbelief, for crying out loud. That's
right.
But,
exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of question being thrown out there. Something happened as far as the taping of next week's show that I'm just going to leave it out there. But
people were leaving, I guess people were leaving during that second hour or during that second show.
They were done with it, I guess. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, it's beyond, even before that segment aired, I guess people were leaving. So, I mean, and the big rumor is, too, that Dixie Carter and them are going to either move back to Orlando or Vegas. That was another option.
Taping on a single thing there.
Cut it. I'm sure she could get a write-off off of this.
Well, I'm sure Mike Rotundo would be able to help her with that little IRS joke there. For those,
and then I would like to talk about CM Punk, if I will.
And even if you won't, go ahead.
I'm here. But the dude needs to take time off.
You think so?
Maybe a year.
A year?
A year. Because, no offense, I mean, I love his mic work, but I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but I'm getting tired of the stick kind of type thing with his mic work.
You think he's getting stale for you?
Repetitive thing.
Interesting.
Sweet.
I don't know about a year, though. That's, a long time for any professional athlete. I mean, ask A-Rod. He's trying to bargain down to a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go mainstream sports, too, here. I can do it all. I'm that good. All right, what else you got for me, Dan?
No, that's about it. Just, the feud between Paul Heyman and CM Punk, I'm buying into it, but not really, because we know they're best friends. So that's kind of hard to separate the two. That we know behind the scenes, I'm sure they're closer than ever. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard
it's your inability to suspend disbelief. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all right. Ask the missus. Maybe she'll help you work on it. Thanks so much for the call. Greatly appreciate it, Dan. All right, let's take a look going to Impact here. Speaking of Dixie Carter, you can kind of hear where exactly we're what exactly we're talking about as far as her niceness and meanness. But first, the Hulkster comes out to bring AJ Styles back into the fold, officially give him a contract should he beat Bully Ray at Bound for Glory to become the TNA champion. So let's give a listen to what happened on Impact.
AJ Styles, I was out here earlier, and I've been around the block a few times with Hulkamania, but this place was so electric, I couldn't even spit it out. How you won the Bound for Glory series, and the fact that you're going after Bully Ray, and you're going to be our next TNA champion, because I've got the contract right here for you to sign. I've already signed it, brother, and I cannot have a TNA champion that doesn't have a contract, brother. So here you go. We are proud to give you your new contract. Right, guys? Brother, I know you're focused, man, and we're all betting on you to bring that belt home, man. They love you, brother. We all love you. I'm yours.
Wait just a second, boys.
He's the center of controversy, TNA President Dixie Carter.
Sorry for the interruption, boys. I apologize. I don't mean to be rude here. I don't mean to be rude. I've been very clear over the years about why I brought you into TNA. And you know what that was for? To bring big opportunities to this company, open doors for us. And guess what? You've done that for the company and for me. And I appreciate that. And you have taught me so much about this business. And I'm really sincerely grateful. But guess what? You are just an employee. That's it. We know, both of us, we know that you are capable of so much more than that. You're capable. And I am here to make you the best that you can be. But AJ, let me see if I can remember this one right. I'm gonna make you get down on your knees and beg. Like, darling, in your dreams maybe, but that's it. I mean, your reality, AJ, it's staring you right in the face at Bound for Glory. And why Hulk here? Hulk may see some value in this phenomenally marginal one. I, on the other hand, can I borrow this real quick? I do not.
Whoa. There you go again.
No.
Night after night, mistake after mistake.
AJ,
and you just made the biggest mistake of your life.
I don't mean to be rude here, sweetheart. I don't mean to be rude.
Too
but
late.
get out of my ring. Do you hear me? Get out of my ring. Get out of my ring. Get out of my ring. Go on. You go on. You just go on, honey. Go, honey. You're okay. Go on.
Don't you hear what's going on out here?
Honey, I got this.
Don't you hear what's going on
I
out
do.
here?
I get this. I get it. Okay? I know you people. You're not happy with me. And you know what? You must not be either. But you just don't understand. And bless your hearts, how can you understand, huh? Because 99% of the people in this world, they've never had to live in my world. Ever. They don't know what it's like. All the decisions and all the obstacles and the heart-wrenching decisions that I have to make. And you know what? All the 99% of you that have so graciously contacted me in the last 4 to 5 months, criticizing me, putting me down, well, guess what? You need me. You people, you need me. It's the 1% that create all of your worlds. It's the 1% that creates your world that you get to live in. Why I, on the other hand, I have to suffer the burden. And obviously this is not a popularity contest. I have gone down that road for 11 years. And look what it's got me tonight, huh? But wait, everybody, please, this is business. This is business. Hulk, listen up here, okay?
Dixie.
Look, no.
Please.
I'm not going to say what you did earlier in this ring was a mistake, but I would really have appreciated it if you'd have run it by me first, okay? But I tell you what, let's just call it this one time a little lapse in your judgment, okay? And we'll just chalk it up to a life lesson. Because Hulk, you and I, we know what it's going to take to make this company go to another level. We know the hard decisions that have to be made. And you know what, Hulk? You have a decision to make. You have one. Are you going to get in line and get on Team Dixie? Are you going to be like AJ and watch from the sidelines? I don't want this for you. I tell you what, I'm going to give you a week to think about it, okay? And you know what, darling? I know you're going to make the right decision, okay?
So Hulk Hogan is on the clock. Will he be part of Team Dixie or won't he? Who the heck knows? All right, let's get back to the phones. We've got Ed from the Northeast calling in. Ed, what's going on?
Good afternoon. You got ROH coming to Philly in February with their anniversary show.
All righty.
Plus a TV taping. More information to follow.
Oh, excellent.
And we got CCW NBA at Carter Street for Rec this Friday. Bulldozer against True Blood.
The Bulldozer, Matt Tremont. Yes, I'll be talking a little bit more about him on the other side. Got the chance to talk with him a couple of days ago. Real cool
and
guy.
And we got the holiday tour coming up from the WWE.
Yes, and they'll be in town coming up in a couple of weeks, actually, right after Battleground.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, they'll be in Philadelphia for that. All right, I hate to let you go, but I got to run. We got high school football coming up in a little bit here. We got another break we still got to take. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up. What do you mean I hate to do these? It's what I do. It's my show. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, September 28. On this date in 1985, the AWA held its Super Clash Supercard. In the main event, Ric Flair defeated Magnum TA to retain the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 1998, WWF Monday Night Raw aired live from Detroit, Michigan. In the main event, Ken Shamrock, Mankind, and The Rock defeated Kane and The Undertaker in a handicap tag team match. On this date in 2009, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Albany, New York. In the main event, John Cena defeated Chris Jericho and The Big Show, then fought Randy Orton to a no contest in a gauntlet match. This has been Today in Wrestling History, September 28.
Hi, this is Jim Cornette, and you're listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Fearon Derry on 1490 WBCB.
This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here alongside Lucas the Intern, Nick Cataldi, pushing the buttons, turning the dials, and people out there just getting on my nerves. All right, Lucas, I know you wanted to, well, I'll let you lead let's talk a little bit about, we got a couple minutes left. I'm going to actually be a nice guy for a change and give you the floor.
Oh, really? Thank you.
Yes.
Give me the low.
You're welcome.
Giving me the low.
He wants you to clean the floor is what he means. He pulled that on me once.
Yeah. Gives me the low budget stuff. I feel like Veronica Corningstone from Anchorman, if you get the reference. Okay. So for the Impact results. Bully and Brooke entrance ripped on AJ Styles and his...
here, let me summarize a little bit here. I know, I gave you the floor and then I just took it away. So, that's what I do.
Told you.
Yeah, see? There we go. I mean, as far as Impact, I mean, we talked a little bit, obviously, before the break about Dixie Carter. I don't even know where to go. Let's actually, I want to make sure, I promised I would talk about New Moon Wrestling, because you were there with me, New Moon Rising. Let's get into that a little bit. It was my first ever New Moon Rising show that was your first ever independent show.
And the funny thing is, I just want to say something real quick, because you cut me on the Impact results.
Go ahead. Yeah, no, this is all you.
I feel like the thing between WWE and independent is WWE is good for like a crowd standpoint, for like seeing big matches, pay-per-views and stuff. But New Moon Rising and the Independence, they were very fun because literally the ring is probably about it's a regular ring, but you're in we were in an industrial park in Bedford, New Jersey. And the thing was, it was one of the best...
Deptford, you mean?
Deptford, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Just got to get the place right, you know.
Deptford, New Jersey, it was one of the best experiences of my life because it was literally the ring, 3 rows of chairs. You were basically ringside. And you met the guys after the show, and we even got some pictures. I went up in the ring, and I was doing the poses, and Fearon was rolling his eyes, as always. And it was really fun because these guys are so humble. And I'm going to say this a lot. You meet these wrestlers outside of the ring, their character changes, but these guys don't act like multi-million-dollar athletes. They act like themselves. They're really nice guys. They'll stop and talk to you for a little. It just really makes you think these guys really have heart, and it's awesome.
Most certainly. I mean, and to add to it a little bit, I got the chance to see a few people who I already knew locally throughout the business. Not that I want to name drop necessarily, but Brady Hicks, who writes for Pro Wrestling Illustrated. WrestleCrap.com's Justin Henry was in attendance. Always great to see him. The center of attention, Mark Angel, good friend of mine, seen him at a lot of the local events. And also it was great to meet the Bulldozer, Matt Tremont, which was mentioned by Ed, the showstopper there. Tremont was actually on with RC from Completely Damaged and I this past Thursday on Completely Damaged Radio, shameless plug coming, which, by the way, you can hear Thursdays live from 11 a.m. to 12 noon on montcoradio.com, and you can also check the archives out at completelydamaged.com. That's going to do it for me. We'll be back next week. We'll preview Battleground and have predictions certain to go wrong for that. For now, stay tuned. I believe we've got Matt Miro and high school football action here on 1490 WBCB.